The Pies have finally put their foot down and said, hey, we don't want to play in opening round next year. Let's talk about it. Before we jump into it, merch is still available. Again, it's the best way to support the channel. Black tees, white tees, the hats, there's bucket hats coming. It'll be just absolutely incredible. I appreciate it so much to everyone who has bought merch. Right now, the link is down below. Support the channel, support me doing this full time. Thank you so much. Love you. Now, on the 2nd of April, Mitch Cleary and Channel 7 said this about Collingwood and opening round.
Hi again, Mitch. The Pies, well, they've had enough.
Well, Beck, they've told the AFL they are done with playing opening round. While they are in favour of the concept overall, they don't want to travel next year, much like Carlton lobbied for this year. The Pies, the only club to travel in both years of opening round to date, losing both games, and want the load share. It's set to be a key talking point at the CEO's meeting in Gather Round next week.
Now, it's about time. It's literally about time that Collingwood put their foot down and said, no, like, stop milking us. We know we're a cash cow. Stop absolutely milking us just to get opening round going. And we're making opening round at the moment. We're the only club to do it twice. So you got to remember that Carlton said the same thing. We don't want to do it next year. And they didn't do it next year. So last year, the first year of opening round, it was Richmond, Carlton, Collingwood, and Melbourne that were the Victorian clubs that went over to the northern states. And those three other clubs said, nah, we're not doing it again this year. Don't include us. So they're like, fine. And Collingwood were like, look, if you want us to go over there again, we'll go over there again. We know it's helping promote the game. And that's what we want to do. We want to get our membership up. We want to, whatever the members do for us, it does for the whole of the AFL. More football in the northern states is great. And the AFL said, yeah, awesome, no worries. We're going to chuck you in again in 2025. But the other team said, no, we don't want to do it. We don't want to do it. So then we got another another three extra teams be a part of opening round this year. We know the opening round didn't really go ahead. There was 2 games this year because of the cyclone in Queensland. But now Collingwood have come out and said that they just don't want to do it next season and to share the load. Now, after our opening round loss to the Giants, Craig McCrae said this.
It's easy to judge it from afar, but when you've lived in the northern states, anything that can promote the game up here is really, really opportunist. And I'm all for the promotion of the whole brand of the game. I'd like to see other teams come up here a bit more too. Like whether it's us next year, I'm not sure, but I think the balance of having games up here. Whether it's a big crowd or membership, it all flows back into all of us. You can get selfish and protect your own patch, but when the whole game grows, I think we all get the fruits of that.
Now, if you're a Collingwood supporter, you're listening to what Craig McCrae says, right? If you're an opposition supporter, and what I've seen in a lot of the comments replying to this and a lot of the comments just in general, it's like, Collingwood don't want to travel. Collingwood don't even get to travel from MCG to Marvel. Oh, Scott Pendlebury hasn't played in Canberra. Scott Pendlebury hasn't played at Cardinia Park yet. Listen, I know it's the cheap shot saying, oh, Collingwood don't travel, or Collingwood don't they won't go to Geelong and play. They won't go to UTAS and play and stuff like that. You've got to think, I'm talking to opposition supporters now. Are you okay? Think critically for once, right? Think critically. Geelong sell their home games at Cardinia Park when they're playing Collingwood to play at the MCG. So there is 85,000 people there. So they are making more money. Why go down to Geelong that only holds, I don't know how much, 40,000 people, but when you can double the money that you're making from sales? Why would Hawthorn play Collingwood in Tasmania when they can double their sales and play them at the MCG? Why would Collingwood go to, Bendigo Stadium when you play the Bulldogs at Marvel? Or, you know what I'm trying to say, right? Collingwood are the AFL's cash cows, and not even the AFL's. We're 17 other teams as cash cows. You play Collingwood anywhere, you're guaranteed at least a 75, let's say 70% filled home stadium. You look at St Kilda. Last year, they played their Danny Frawley game against us at the MCG because they wanted more tickets. Western Bulldogs played their home game, their 100th birthday celebration home game, where they usually play at Marvel. They played it against us at the MCG because they wanted more ticket sales and they wanted more people through the door. And that was the biggest ever crowd that they had. Of course, you know, I would love to go down to Geelong. I want to go down to Tassie. And when Tassie come into the league, I'm sure that we're going to play down in Tassie. But when you're the cash cow of the league and you're making so many teams money, why have Collingwood travel outside of the MCG, right? That's just for that instance. In talking about opening round, I think I've been a big supporter of opening round. I love opening round, right? In the way that it's promoting the game to the northern states. I think it can be done better, 100%. I think that every team should be playing in opening round. Round 1 is when the season should start anyway. But opening round, why don't you do it? You know, there's 9 games. You do a big Friday night, a big Saturday Arvo, Saturday night, you know, extravaganza in the northern states and you know, Sydney and Queensland, whatever that sort of may look, but it needs to be all teams. And, you know, even with that Craig McCrae clip that I just played before, all Craig was saying there was like, when it, you know, it helps all of us. When the memberships and stuff go out, it benefits all of the AFL, not just the teams that are playing. And he said, we like to play there. You heard him, right? Just, I think the load needs to be shared. It's not about Collingwood traveling. It's not about Collingwood traveling at all, because it's the first game of the season. We've got nothing on. We go up to, you know, Engie Stadium, and we've done it twice already. And then we travel back down. Big deal, right? It's not about that. What it is about, it's about the 3 other teams that played last year not playing this year, and we're the only team that went this year because we supported the idea. We're actually the ones that supported the idea. What does opening round look like now if Carlton, Richmond, Essendon, Collingwood, so the big Victorian clubs, don't want to play there? Who are they going to send? North Melbourne, St Kilda, the Western Bulldogs, and Melbourne again, or something like that, where they're not going to fill up stadiums as much as they should. Is that going to work? Does the AFL want to do that? Probably not, right? You want at least 1 or 2 of the quote unquote big clubs over there helping fill those stadiums out. Now, I think that the thing that frustrates me the most, and the reason why I wanted to do this video is, 1, yes, opening round needs to be rejigged 1,000%. It could be done a trillion different ways, and it needs to be done a trillion different ways. I hope that Collingwood pulling out is the catalyst for that, a revamp of it. And 2, I just don't like when opposition supporters just don't think properly, right? We've seen it a lot of the time when it comes to Collingwood and traveling and stuff like that. I'll be the first to put our hand up and say that we don't travel a lot. I know that. But I explained why we don't travel a lot, right? I get it. But to think that Craig McCrae came out and said what he said and misinterpret that, or you know, even I love Mitch Cleary, and you know, we chat quite often, but to use the words, how did he explain it earlier in the video? He said they don't want to travel to opening round. Like journo stuff, right? They know what they're doing when they say travel. It's not about traveling. It's not about traveling to Sydney. It's got nothing to do with that. It's about just sharing the load. Like, why do we have to keep fronting up when other teams won't? Why is it always Collingwood? Why is it always Collingwood? Why do we have to keep fronting up? I just think it's really frustrating when clubs don't see that. Like, if we have to play opening round again next year, we have to play opening round again next year. You know, yes, we're 0-2 in opening round, but what it's doing, what it's generating. I went to Engie Stadium this year, and it was a huge crowd. I really enjoyed myself there. Temperature and stuff was crap, but it is what it is. But I get why they're doing opening round, and I get why Collingwood are one of the draw cards, because we bring so much money through the gates and fans through the gates and content and all this sort of stuff. And it's fun for the Giants, you know, social media team to sort of poke fun at us. And I get it. It's awesome. It's amazing. It's content, right? But share the load. Share the load. There's 11 or something Victorian clubs. All Victorian clubs should go up there. Or it just should be an opening round with 9 games. Just make it an opening round with 9 games. Maybe if Collingwood are doing opening round last year against the Giants, then opening round this year against Brisbane, opening round next year against Gold Coast. Change it around a little bit. Let other people see, what's going on. Like I said, there's so many ways to revamp opening round, but I'm so happy that Collingwood have finally put their foot down on something and said, nah, we're not doing it. We're not rolling over and letting you pat our bellies anymore. Anyways, let me know your thoughts down below. How can we revamp opening round? Are you glad Collingwood put their foot down? Have you seen opposition supporters just get all up in arms about it? Let me know your thoughts down below. And until next time, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets. And until next time, double shackers, I'll swoop you later.